Here we go. Welcome to another Thursday evening breathing buddies. Number 24. I can't believe I've gone on this many. Yeah, time flies. Okay, so let's start today with the nasal congestion clearing. I've been struggling all day to breathe, so I could probably do with doing this, but I guess ironically I have to talk through it, don't I? So okay, so for this one, if you haven't done it before, we're going to be in two groups. Group one, anyone in reasonably good health. Group two is anybody who might not be in such good health, anything like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, had recent surgery, any sort of severe mental health conditions, or if you're pregnant or think you could be pregnant, put yourself in group B. And the instruction for this, which we'll all do together, it's quite simple. You're going to breathe in through our nose, then you're going to breathe out through your nose, then you're going to pinch your nose, but don't squeeze it, just cover your nostrils, hold your breath, nod your head, and you do that. If you're in group one, you do that for as long as you can till it gets to really, you're getting the air hunger is really strong. Then you breathe in through your nose. Hopefully you feel a little bit clearer in your nasal passages there. If you're in group B, then just wait until the first sign that you need to take a breath, which might be between 10 and 20 head nods, and then take a breath in through your nose. It should still feel an effect. It might not be quite as profound, but we'll give it a go all together now. So when you're ready, breathe in through your nose, then breathe out through your nose, then cover your nose and hold your breath and nod your head. And if nodding your head doesn't work for you for any reason, if it's bad with your neck, you can just move side to side. The idea is to get some physical motion in. So group A, you just keep going for group one. I can't remember which we did now, numbers or letters. Group A, keep going for as long as you can. And when you're finished, you breathe in through your nose. There we go, looks like everyone's done. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do another round of that and just let everything settle down. When we've done that, carbon dioxide is increasing in concentration in the blood. That's what's making you want to take that breath, that's why it's getting difficult. And if you try to do it again straight away now, you just find that you couldn't hold your breath for as long because your body's already kind of saturated, your blood's already saturated with carbon dioxide. So we just got to breathe a few times now, just let that kind of dump that carbon dioxide. Let your heart rate settle a little bit if it's increased. Then we'll go again. Now ideally, if you need to do this, if you're struggling with congestion at any point, doing this 3, 4, 5 times can work. It works really well if you breathe in and out, hold your nose, and then have a little walk around. That's the best way to do it. Really kind of increase your metabolic rate for a little while, and you'll find it works really well. So let's have another go. When you're ready, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Then cover your nose, hold your breath, nod your head, move side to side, move around, do something. That's it. If you're in group A or group one, as long as you can. Group B, group two, just until you get that first feeling that you want to take another breath, and then breathing in through your nose. Hopefully that has helped to open up the nasal passages a little bit. We don't know 100% why that happens. I think it's to do with the phrenic nerve, and it switches on the sympathetic nervous system a little bit. And when we do that, when we get into a sympathetic state, if you have to go and chase after some food or run away from something, then you don't want your airways closing up, so the body reacts by opening up the airways. But the exact mechanism isn't exactly known. I guess there's not a lot of money for research into that. Okay, what we'll do now, that'll be the most stressful thing we do this evening. So what we'll do next is what we usually do at the end, which is the physiological side. So the instruction for this is we're going to take a breath in, then we're going to top it up with a little breath, and then sigh out. And what I like to think every time we do this, we're going to do 5 rounds. Every time we do this is to try and find a little bit more relaxation with each sigh out. Can you get the shoulders relaxed a little bit more? Maybe rolling them back. Can you find any relaxation around your ribs and your abdomen? So here we go. When you're ready, take a breath in through your nose, top it up, and sigh out. Find some relaxation. And when you're ready again, breathe in through your nose, top it up, sigh out. Where else can you feel any tension you might be able to drop? Round 3. Breathing in through your nose. Top it up. And sigh out. Round 4. Breathing in through your nose. Top it up. Sigh out. Last round. Breathing in through your nose. Top it up. Sigh out. And if you haven't already, maybe now's a good time to close your eyes. Just settle. See how that feels in your body to begin with. And then breathing through your nose exactly how you want to. In and out through the nose, not forcing anything now. You might find that your heart rate has increased a little bit, perhaps. Just being aware of that, being aware of the speed at which you're breathing, the depth of each breath, not changing it just yet. And as you're beginning to settle, take your focus first of all to your nose. Become aware of the air moving in and out. Slightly cooler air with each inhalation. Slightly warmer air with each exhalation. Now see if you can soften your breathing. Can you make it quiet, gentle? Can you soften any tension in your body? Is there anything, can you just get 5% more relaxed, just a tiny bit more? Anything you can do, whether it's wiggling your jaw, rolling the shoulders, maybe thinking about if you're holding a frown, or if you just need to turn the corner of your lips up a little bit and have a smile. So now, as we're settling in, relaxing, concentrating as much as we can on this movement of air, gently coming in, slightly cooler, through the nose, leaving that little bit warmer. So can we now breathe light? So can we, each of us, breathe a little bit less air than we would like to at the moment? So can you fill that container up to say 70% rather than 100%? The goal here being that you actually want to get to a place where you feel like you would like to be breathing a little bit more air, where it's slightly uncomfortable, it's tolerably uncomfortable. So that's the air hunger we're looking for. It's the air hunger that became probably quite medium or strong in its presence when we did the nasal congestion clearing exercise. We're looking just to create a light bit of air hunger now. Something that you can sit with. So we do that by slowing the breathing down, breathing a little bit less air. That means that the body can't get rid of as much carbon dioxide as it wants to. So it's becoming more concentrated in your blood. Your blood is becoming slightly more acidic. It's carbon dioxide, some of it is dissolved in blood plasma as carbonic acid. And this isn't a bad thing to do. This is a good thing to do. One reason is that we're all, or most people are, chronically over breathing. I don't mean breathing so fast that they're in a panic state, but just breathing beyond the metabolic needs at most times of the day. When we're supposed to be relaxed, we're still breathing quite fast, quite shallow. When we breathe fast, we breathe out too much carbon dioxide, and our body becomes used to that. So we're going to lift a few weights to try and make our bodies tolerant to carbon dioxide. Now, if it becomes uncomfortable, or if you start to feel like your breathing is becoming erratic, and you're not quite in control, then just take a deeper breath, or a few deeper breaths. What you need to do there is dump a little bit of carbon dioxide. It's just got a bit too much, so you get rid of it, settle yourself, come back to the exercise. So carbon dioxide helps the blood vessels to dilate, and it also aids in delivery of oxygen to muscles and tissues and organs around the body. And we're also stepping right to the very edge, the very edge of our first primary fear, which is not being able to breathe. We just flirt around that edge, and when we do that, coupled with having a better blood supply to the brain, better oxygen delivery to the brain, it actually helps us to feel a little calmer, a little more concentrated, a little less distracted. Concentrating on this feeling of breathing a little bit less air, breathing quietly, lightly, very still, very gentle. So we have central chemoreceptors in our brainstem, and we have peripheral chemoreceptors in our neck, in the heart base. They're looking for changes in carbon dioxide. If carbon dioxide levels go up, or if blood pH goes down, and they're kind of synonymous, though other things can change the pH of your blood, or if we get low, if we have low oxygen in the blood, which doesn't happen very regularly for most of us, they kick in straight away and trying to make us breathe faster. And that's the feeling that you're kind of battling a little bit with when you're practicing breathe light. When you want to be breathing a little bit more air, you're fighting that very primal urge to breathe faster. So that's the gym element. This is where we cause the adaptations to take place. I'm going to practice just for a little bit longer, and then we're going to move on to breathe deep, where we're going to start concentrating instead on the diaphragm. The diaphragm's the movement's controlled by the phrenic nerve. It's also innervated by the crural area by the vagus nerve. So after causing this little bit of stress, this little bit of manageable stress, which you can now drop breathe light, just breathe exactly how you'd like to breathe. We're now going to try and activate the vagus nerve. We do that by breathing deeply. So now what I'd like to do is to take some fuller breaths, but fewer of them. So you're going to be breathing deep down into your abdomen. We're going to be breathing all down, everything's down here. If it's helpful, you can put a hand on your chest. You can put one hand on your abdomen as well, if that's helpful. So you can feel your belly moving in and out with each inhalation. And the goal is that if you've got a hand on your chest, that hand should be still, at least for this exercise. Really as well, when we're in a state of rest, we don't need to be breathing into the upper chest. We don't need to be breathing using secondary respiratory muscles to lift the rib cage. It's not necessary. Instead, You were concentrating on the air moving in and out of your nose before. Now, take your focus to the diaphragm. Huge muscle separates your rib cage from your abdomen, splits your torso in two. It moves, controlled by the autonomic nervous system, but we can take control of it, which is quite fascinating, really. It means that we can change the way we feel by taking control of this automatic system. So I said the vagus nerve innervates, it is present within the diaphragm. 80% of the fibres in the vagus nerve are afferent. That means they're travelling from the body to the brain. They're providing feedback about the body to the brain so that it can then respond appropriately. And the vagus nerve is the main driver of the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. This is why breathing exercises that stimulate the vagus nerve, such as this breathing deep exercise, they have a calming effect. So by consciously altering the way we breathe via the diaphragm, we can influence autonomic functions such as heart rate and blood pressure. We can down-regulate the nervous system into a more relaxed parasympathetic or rest and digest state. This has been known intuitively. It's known by the ancient yogis. It's been known for thousands of years intuitively. It's only really in the last few decades that we have been able to explain using the Western scientific approach why this works. Okay, so continue to breathe deep. You can leave your hands either where they are, if they're on your chest and your belly, or if you're more comfortable, you can rest them in your lap. But remaining low in your torso, blowing a balloon up into your belly. We're going to carry on doing that, and I'm going to pace some of the breathing now. First of all, we're going to do 2 triangles and a square. And I'm going to try and string these all together. So we're going to start with a triangle. It's an inhalation for 4, hold the breath for 4, exhalation for 4. We'll do a few rounds of that. Then we'll switch it around. So we're inhale for 4, straight out, and then hold when the lungs are empty for a count of 4. Then we'll do some box breathing. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Right, so we need to get into sync for this. So, when you're ready, exhale, then breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, we're going to change it now, so we're going to breathe straight out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, empty lungs, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, and we're going to do some box breathing now. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to go in for 4, 3, 4. Now exhale and just carry on at your own rate here. What I'd like you to concentrate on from this point is trying to extend your exhalation. So maybe you can count in for 4 if that's useful. You can do a little bit of a hold at the top if you want, or move straight into the exhalation. Make it as long as you can, whilst you remain relaxed and in control. You might add a little bit of a pause at the end of the exhalation. But we're looking for a shape with an inhalation slightly shorter than the exhalation. Perhaps a little hold at the end. So this is replicating more like the shape, the pattern of breathing that you might employ, or that might be going on, hopefully without you having to think about it whilst you're at rest, but at a much slower rate than we probably all end up breathing when we're sat watching TV after our dinner. The more you practice this slow breathing, or the light breathing, in fact everything really that we've been doing, but slow and light in particular, the better your body begins to tolerate the presence of carbon dioxide, and the more likely over time it will be that when you're in a relaxed state, your breathing slows to this kind of pace. In fact, the longer your exhalations will become, and the longer the pause you'll find will be at the end before you feel the need to take another breath. Of course, it's very natural for us to just think, we associate breathing slowly with being relaxed, breathing fast with being stressed or being in an energetic state. So the more we can do to train the body to fall into a relaxed breathing pattern when we are at rest, the better, really. So if you want to add the final piece of the puzzle, I'll leave it up to you. You can try to breathe light whilst doing this. You can either just cover one nostril, carry on going as you are, so you're just kind of halving the size of the hole that the air can get in, making it slightly more difficult to breathe, but try not to adjust what you're actually doing. So keep the pace of the breathing, the depth of the breathing the same. Or you can just try and breathe a little bit less air with each inhalation. It might mean just moving the diaphragm a little bit less. Okay, just a couple more breaths in this state now. Okay, now when you're ready, you can drop the exercise. Just return to breathing however you want to. Thank you for coming along to this week's Breathing Buddies.